Hi, everyone. My name is Terry Meehan. I'm assistant to the president here at Carondelet High School. I'm in charge of the tuition assistance administration, and so I'll be speaking to you today on our process. Carondelet offers two types of monetary assistance. We have need-based and merit-based. In 22-23, we awarded $1.5 million in need-based aid, along with $285,000 in merit-based. Approximately 25% of our families receive tuition assistance. We've seen that pretty consistently through the years. We did have a little uptick during COVID, but it's kind of gone down again now to our normal 25%. Our awards range from $1,000 to as much as half of tuition. We do give more than half tuition on a case-by-case basis, but they're very limited and to only the neediest of our families. Our application process is online through fax. It is the same application for all diocesan schools, including De La Salle and FACE. So if you're receiving aid from any of those organizations, including your current school, all you have to do is list your daughter and Carondelet, and then the application will come to us. You pay one fee for all diocesan schools. This is a picture of our website where you will find all the information you need to know for tuition assistance. To get to this page, you go up to the apply button, then you would click on tuition and aid, and then you would click on tuition assistance. This page will give you a link to the application. You can find our timeline, as well as links to outside organizations and link for my email address or phone number if you want to call me with a specific question. I'm always happy to help. In 23-24, fax applications will open on December 1st, and then the deadline is February 13th. This February 13th deadline is very critical because in order to be considered in the first round of aid, your application needs to be in and completed so that our committee has time to review them and award aid for the admissions cycle. Please, when you're creating your account, use a valid email address that you check regularly, because fax and I will be contacting you through that email address if we need any additional information or we want to give you pertinent information. You will be required to upload financial documentation, which includes your most recent 1040 and your 2022 W-2s and any other income documentation. We realize with the February 13th due date that most people will not have their 2022 taxes done at that time. So please don't wait to have them done to apply. Go ahead and upload your 2021 1040. And then in the additional comments section at the end of the application, there's a space where you can further explain your financial situation. A lot of times, maybe you had a job in 2021, but you lost it in 2022, so your income has gone down. That's where you can explain any differences or financial hardships that you're currently experiencing. We do require you to apply each year as financial situations may change. We do have families who maybe were without a job and then found one, and so they don't need it for the next year. We don't guarantee aid for 4 years, but if your income stays the same, you can be, we can pretty much say that you will get aid all 4 years. Again, it's important to complete your application by February 13th when the admissions emails go out for acceptance. We will include any award information in that document. It will come in the form of the contract. And so you will be able to see how much tuition is, how much aid you've received, and then what your monthly payment would be if you picked a payment plan. You would be able to make an informed decision on whether you can afford to send your daughter to Carondelet. Late or incomplete applications will not get award information until after your acceptance contract is due. You only have 1 week to decide whether you want to send your daughter here after the acceptance emails goes out in March. So if you have your application, your tuition assistance application completed, you will find out what your award is at that time. Divorced or separated parents, we ask that both parents submit applications. We're also asking that you provide documentation of any divorce or custody agreements so we know who is required or not to pay tuition. If Spanish is a language that you're more comfortable asking questions in, we can set up an appointment for you to come in, and we will have a translator here, and you can ask your questions and converse in Spanish, and we will help you with the application process that way. We do have additional sources of aid. These are outside and independent of Carondelet. So one is FACE, which comes from the Oakland Diocese. The second is Bay Scholars, which is an independent organization in the Bay Area. So any award from these schools would be in addition to aid from the school. Both aid is, their scholarships are both $3,500. So you would know that there's a potential for $7,000 in additional aid besides what you receive from Carondelet. FACE does use the FACS application. All you have to do is check the box at the beginning of the application for FACE, and then it will submit it to them, and you will be considered for their aid. Bay Scholars uses their own application. So you would have to go to their website and find out what their due dates and application processes are. Both of them have strict income guidelines and deadlines. So you, again, if you check their website, they should be able to tell you what those are. If you have any questions about their programs, you can contact them directly with any questions, as again, they're outside of Carondelet. At the bottom of our tuition assistance page, you will find links to these organizations so that it's easy for you to find.
So the other side of the financial aid process is based off of merit, not based off of need. So the admissions committee decides on these scholarships and awards, and will also let you know at the same time that you get your tuition assistance information, but one does not impact the other. So if you get tuition assistance money, that wouldn't impact whether or not or how much you could receive from the admissions committee in these merit-based scholarships and awards. And again, the other way around too, we do not consider your scholarships and awards while making financial aid decisions. But there are two different kinds of scholarship and award categories. The first one is merit-based, decided by the admissions committee without an application from you. So when you apply to Carondelet, you are automatically put into the pool that is considered for these two scholarships and awards. The first one is the presidential scholarship. It's very straightforward. It has to go off of top HSPT scores and your school grades from your transcript. So we look at those, we look at the students who are the highest achieving academically based off of those two things. And that's how we grant that scholarship. The second is the Carondelet Award. That one's a little bit broader. We do look at academic merit, but we also look at teacher recommendations. We look at the way that you interact with your community on campus. So from your school profile or from your interviews, we talk to the teachers who interview you, and we see students who really stick out as having these leadership factors or who really demonstrate the core values at Carondelet. And so with all of these, with both of these, I should say, we don't have a set number we give out or a set amount. It varies year to year based upon the students that we get in, what we see in your applications, your transcripts, and your scores. So the number that we give out varies, and the amount of money that goes with each of them varies. But again, that's not something you apply for. You're automatically considered when you submit your general Carondelet application. The other kind, though, is application based. So these three awards you will have to apply for. Applications open on December 1st, just like tuition assistance, and they close on that same February 13th day too. So the timeline is exactly the same, but again, one does not impact the other. So if you apply to this and apply to tuition assistance, they are separate processes. But we have three different application-based awards. The first is our Heart, Faith, Courage Award. It's kind of similar to the Carondelet Award. That's really talking about the core values of our school, the core values of Carondelet. That we talk a lot about heart, faith, and courage at Carondelet. Those are our three biggest tenets. And this award is really about that. It's about students who are leaders on campus and who are involved in activities that show care to your community, show service to those around you. We want to see that you're making a difference where you are. So that one does include letters of recommendation. We're going to want to see these concrete examples of what you're doing. So then the second one, the Creativity in Visual and Performing Arts Award, is for students that show exceptional talent in the arts. And so that can be a wide number of things. Last year, we had students who wheeled in the harp, and we had students who showed us pictures of like these giant sculptures they made. And then we also had students who were doing dance auditions for us. So we have a wide variety of categories for those. The main four are music, dance, theater, and visual arts. But within those, there's a lot of room to show off your talent and how you approach the arts. We value that a lot here, and we want to celebrate our students who show exemplary talent in those areas. And then the third one is the Innovation and Design Award. And that is the one that I think is the most confusing for a lot of families about what that does or doesn't include. So innovation and design can mean a number of things and can fall into a number of categories. So we can talk about things like science fair competitions. If you have a project that is incredibly cool or you've won awards, we talk about academic achievements through other awards or contests you join. We also have students who have started small businesses. So they've started Etsy shops and they show us how they created that, what their products are. Really, a lot of things can fall into that category. And if you have questions about what those may be, you are more than welcome to talk to me, and I'd be happy to talk through with you what those things are. With all three of these, I have talked to parents who have said that their students are really nervous. And I think especially with the Creativity in Visual and Performing Arts Award, are really nervous to put themselves out there. But I would really recommend that you do, even if your daughter is nervous, you know your daughter's strengths, you know what she is excelling in. And I would really recommend that you encourage her to just try for these. If it fits something that she's doing in her life, I think it is worth the try. We love getting to know our students during the application process. We really enjoy seeing what talented and awesome kids you have. And so I just think it's a really good idea to put yourself out there and just try if any of these things are things that your daughter falls into, categories that she fits in. There's a lot more information on the scholarships and award page on our website. Terry kind of showed you what our website portal looks like. That's also in the intro nuts and bolts video, is how to access our website. But if you're interested in any of these three, I would definitely check out the very specific descriptors on there. You can see requirements, what you need to apply, and then a lot more information about the categories themselves and what they cover. If you have more questions overall about tuition assistance, scholarships, awards, please feel free to reach out to me. If you haven't met me before, I'm Colleen Gill. I'm Director of Admissions. You can see my face in the other main video about the nuts and bolts. And you've probably received a lot of emails from me already. But if you have questions about scholarships and awards, please come to me. If you have questions about need-based tuition assistance, please talk to Terry Meehan. And with any other questions about admissions, please feel free to reach out to me by phone or email. Again, all my information is on our website, and I am happy to answer your questions. And I look forward to meeting you soon.